Man, oh man, Zion Williamson. This is breaking news in the NBA. You won't believe this. Head coach Willie Green has came out. We all know his media day, and he laid out a key revelation that I think don't need to go over nobody's head, because this is going to be something tremendous, because the way he was designing this, the way he would be using Zion Williamson will be playing the 5 position for the New Orleans Pelicans this upcoming year. And Willie Green, I'm telling you, he's a genius. And we're going to break it all down. Make sure you subscribe to Flight Sports for more media day coverage. If you're rocking with the NBA, if you support the New Orleans Pelicans, if you want more content, subscribe now. Zion Williamson is a beast. He's averaging 26 points per game. He shot 36% from 3. We all know what he does in the paint. He shot 60%. He's an animal. Clearly, it's another level for him to go to, and we will see the versatility at an all-time high. Head coach Willie Green told reporters that the plan is to play Williamson at the center at times this season, which could help get the ball more in pick-and-roll scenarios. It will mark quite the change for the Duke product, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we haven't really seen much of this, but him playing 5 is going to be something spectacular, and we're going to break it down. We're going to get a key into the pieces that he'll be playing with, the Ingrams of the world, the Herb Joneses, the Murphys, we all know the CJs is going down. We ain't even get started. Like I said, I got my man All Access to break things down. Dex, what's the deal? Talk to the people, man. This is crazy.
Yes, sir. Flight, shout out to you, my brother. Thank you for your sojourn in the YouTube landscape. It's very productive and positive. Flight, the New Orleans Pelicans hopefully have the blueprint set out for them to enter into a championship-driven culture. And it all hinges on Zion Williamson being healthy mentally and physically, and being focused on and off the court, putting away a lot of the silliness that has been surrounding this phenom of a basketball player. Ever since he has left Duke, Zion has been swelled with a bunch of attention and celebrity, and it just seemed like he didn't handle it well. So the Pelicans executive vice president, David Griffin, addressed the status of the star forward moving forward. And basically, David Griffin said that this was the first summer where we seen Zion really take his profession seriously like that. And that comes off the heels of Zion presser and his media day addressing the team and his standings and his disposition amongst all other aspiring Pelican teammates. Now, Zion is in a situation where the gyroscope of the Pelicans has been swinging back and forth erratically. And David Griffin and Trajan Langdon has set out a blueprint designed to lead this team into a deep playoff run. And that roadmap they want to secure. They don't want to be seen as masquerading as a world-renowned topographer, basically making a roadmap to nowhere. It is important that this administration Flight, with Zion as the center focus,
absolutely,
create a winning atmosphere. And they have to detail it so the pestilence of Zion doesn't take effect and overwhelm everybody in the organization, as well as his teammates that's going to join him on the floor. So it is important that these map makers of the New Orleans Pelicans create a significant roadmap that can be intertwined in the fiber of Zion and the rest of the Pelicans moving forward as they do change some aspect of their approach offensively and
Right.
defensively, because they're going to put Zion at the center. They're going to do a lot of pick and roll. It's basically they're trying to replicate that which the Milwaukee Bucks will introduce with Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Mm.
So Zion, with his magnificent self, have to avoid the cyclical nonsense on and off the court and stay focused as the number one overall pick merge into his fifth season as a Pelican and two-time All-Star. If they get that production from Zion, it's going to be a dangerous situation for the opposition that face the New Orleans Pelicans night in and night out, whether they're in the Smoothie Center or away from the Smoothie Center. If Zion got his head on his shoulders right and those screws and nuts and bolts are tightened, man, it's going to be ugly for the NBA.
Listen, you brought up the rest of the Pelicans, Dex. For the people that are unfamiliar, who don't follow the Pelicans, they finished 42-40. Clearly, they have Bi. He's coming off, obviously, USA basketball. He should be rejuvenated. Last year for the Pelicans, he played 34 minutes. He only played 45 games. That season, he averaged 24 points. He shot 48% from the field, 39% from three, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. CJ McCollum, we all know Damian Lillard's longtime running mate. He has just rejuvenated himself since coming to NOLA last season. We all know what he do. He played 75 games. He's just a professional. 35 minutes. He averaged 20 points. We know he put the ball in the hole. He shot 43% from the field, 38% from three, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Obviously, the situation with Jonas Valanciunas, how does all of this affect him? I believe that he's going to take this positively. Why wouldn't you? This is Zion Williamson. And Jonas is nothing to mess around with either. He's definitely has been a much better center than Steven Adams alongside Zion and the Pelicans. He averaged 14 points last season. This is Jonas. He shot 54% from the field, pardon me. We all know his points is coming mostly in the paint, but we all know Jonas has stretched it out to the 3-point lane. He shot 34% from three. We all know he gets rebounds. He averaged 10. So he's a double-double guy. This ain't nothing to mess around with. So this is definitely spectacular. What do you think about Dex in closing about this roster along with some of this young talent? I mean, this team is all right. You got Dyson Daniels, you got Murphy, like I said before, you got Jose Alvarado. This team got some pieces here. What do you think about them this upcoming season realistically? Pardon me.
Yeah, well, Flight, before I unpack all this, intelligence starts with inquiry, meaning why. That should be the first thing we should ask, why, and ask it often and never be shy to ask why. And I think this is what David Griffin and Trajan Langdon have asked themselves within their circle. With the talent that they have and the veteran leadership they have, why haven't they not got out of the first round? They cannot escape being eliminated in the first round. So since the advent of CJ McCullough, the New Orleans Pelicans draft antics has improved tremendously. Those players that you named, a lot of them came after the integration of CJ McCullough coming over from the Portland Trailblazers. So when you have all this, Flight, the New Orleans Pelicans, with a healthy Zion and focused Zion, they are entering uncharted territory. I mean, they haven't had this version of Zion since his inaugural season. And this is important, and because this is where he had the most fun. He felt so comfortable, albeit Lonzo Ball is not there to cuddle him and to help chaperone his journey into the NBA as a celebrity. But nevertheless, the New Orleans Pelicans are facing challenging terrain. And if it serves me right, David Griffin is speaking in better terms than I have ever heard David Griffin speak since he was teamed with LeBron James. So if this is the real David Griffin, then I think the Pelicans and those players that you mentioned, especially after the debacle of the U.S. basketball team in the FIBA tournament play, and Brandon Ingram was a no-show, that this will be a opportunity for Brandon Ingram to emerge once again as a sensational player that he is. And I believe the presence of Zion will help move that forward and fast with the teaming of Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson being directed by the floor general himself, CJ McCullough. So if that is the case, Flight, everything you said, it will come together as a culmination, and the Pelicans should thrive.
They should. And stay tuned to Flight Sports TV. Make sure you subscribe. We bring in nonstop news updates and more. We got nonstop sports going crazy. It's Flight Sports TV. Shout out all